It's been 2 years since F1 graced the tarmac at the Circuit of the Americas, and first out on track in Austin was Sergio Perez. The Mexican has scored points in the last 5 US Grand Prix and sits 5th in the drivers' standings, 10 points behind McLaren's Lando Norris. The Briton pushing and going wide as he looks to consolidate his 4th place. But with the first practice session just minutes old, the red flags were out, as Fernando Alonso's Alpine ground to a halt at turn 12, leaking fluid onto the blue runoff area.
Stop the car, please. Stop the car.
The two-time champion made it back out on track in the latter half of the hour, which will be a relief, as the Spaniard has only managed 7 finishes in his 13 previous outings at the US Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc was the next driver to go off-piste, the Monegasque losing the rear of his Ferrari through turn 5 and finding the gravel. Another finding the margins was Nikita Mazepin, the Russian driver keen for a decent showing at Haas's home race, losing the rear at turn 19 and sliding into the stones. And teammate Mick Schumacher found himself elbowed aside by Perez at turn 12. Kimi Raikkonen went for a spin at turn 9, but no damage to the Iceman's drive. Teammate Antonio Giovinazzi's problems were with his personal equipment rather than his Alfa Romeo.
I need to stop. I need to stop the helmets. I don't know why it's coming out.
Copy, Antonio. Then we box this lap.
We change the helmets. We go for a new one.
Yeah, confirmed. We will change.
Several drivers are sporting special helmet designs this weekend, including Monza winner Daniel Ricciardo, whose lid is a tribute to the late Dale Earnhardt, one of his racing heroes. The last man to win here, Valtteri Bottas, will lose 5 places on Sunday's grid after taking his 6th internal combustion engine of the season. The Finn broke his winless streak by taking a lights-to-flag victory in Istanbul last time out, bagging the fastest lap on his final tour of the circuit to boot. Even if George Russell has another of his Super Saturdays, the Briton will start the Grand Prix from the back of the grid, having taken a full engine replacement in his Williams. The Grove outfit this week announced the signing of American F3 driver Logan Sargent to their academy as the team look to push on under their new ownership. And another facing a grid drop is Aston Martin's Sebastian Vettel. The German, pointless in his last 4 outings, will be penalised for exceeding his engine parts allocation. The 4-time champion went fastest at one point in FP1, only to have the time deleted for exceeding track limits. But it was the Flying Finn fastest of all in the morning, with a time of 1:34.874, some 400ths faster than his Mercedes colleague Lewis Hamilton, and almost a second quicker than Red Bull's Max Verstappen. The Silver Arrow's straight-line speed seemingly accounting for the gap, according to Christian Horner. The Ferrari duo in 4th and 5th, Leclerc with the bragging rights over Carlos Sainz. Pierre Gasly P6, Perez P7, Norris P8, and Giovinazzi slightly better than Raikkonen, who took 10th spot. Russell a very decent 11th, ahead of Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Vettel and Alonso. Ricciardo a slightly disappointing P16, then came Nicholas Latifi and Yuki Tsunoda, with the 2 Haas drivers completing the timing sheets, Schumacher from Mazepin.